Hey, I'm going to spend some time explaining to you guys the Blacklist feature inside our software. It's also known as the expanded filter. Now, we built this a while ago for some of our bigger clients, and it's been an important key feature that we're using off every client from here on out. It allows you to take a list that you have either in a CSV file or in some other form or fashion and upload it into our software. And then you can always cross-reference who you're sending out connection requests to, who you're communicating to on the platform against that list. So it's perfect if you have another database like Salesforce, HubSpot, Pipedrive, or something else, some other means. And even if it's an Excel file, you can use that to cross-reference the people that you're searching for on LinkedIn and make sure they're not reaching to each other. There's other fun things that it does too, and we'll just take a deep dive into that. Hopefully you'll understand that, okay? So on your homepage, you will see a campaign, it looks like, that's called Blacklist. Those people are put in there just to kind of hold a spot, not to send any messages to them. Anyone that gets put in that campaign, it's kind of like a holding pattern for them never to get messages from you. So there's going to be a blacklist for the connector campaign. These are people you're not connected to. And there's going to be a blacklist here in the messenger campaign. These are first degree connections you're already connected to, but you just don't want to message them at all costs, okay? The software is not reaching out to random people. It's not doing that, but just in case you can add them there and it's kind of a safe spot that they can't be added to another campaign after that, okay? So I'm going to go where you will find out more about this is the search tab, okay? Clicking on the search tab, you'll be able to see at this point. All right, here's an example of a campaign in the search that we just did, which was called Entrepreneurs in the USA. And there was 2,416 people in that campaign. That campaign was done in LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Typical search. But let's say before you run this campaign, there's a few things you want to do. You want to use the expanded filter for different reasons. Let's see what the expanded filter can do for us here, okay? I'm going to click on expanded filter. And I'm going to go through here and see the different things we can do inside the expanded filter. So expanded filter will let us filter this list of 2,416 people against a list of LinkedIn URLs. So you just need to know people's LinkedIn accounts. If you do have that in some shape, form, or fashion somewhere else, you can cross-reference this list of 2,416 against that list. That's what it's supposed to do. The next thing here is name only, okay? That way, it's a hard one to actually see this working well, to be honest. But if you happen to have a list of names and you want to cross-reference it against the list of people that we have here in the software, it'll do that. And so maybe if you don't, there's a person with a real specific name, another person with a real specific name, if that's all you have, at least our software will identify those people. And because it identifies those people, it'll allow us to, then you'll see that list of the names that crossed over, and then you can decide to exclude them or not, right? We can go through this, say by company only. So if you have a list of companies, okay, and once you have a list of companies to cross-reference against this, it'll go through, let's say if you have a list of current clients or something like that, let's say a list of 1,000 clients you're currently working with, but you want to target software engineers at other companies outside those 1,000 companies. So you do a search on LinkedIn Sales Navigator for active software engineers with 5 years at their role. Perfect. But you don't want to poach anyone from your current client list, right? That wouldn't be cool. So you can upload a list of those 1,000 companies here just in a CSV file. All you need to do in the title is say company. Okay, company, and a column with all the companies in there. And our software will do a fuzzy search on that, okay? Companies and names is the most common one in here, okay? And here's an example. I already have an Excel file that's already been uploaded. I'm going to cross-reference it here. And then I'm going to click on this. You should almost always click this exception button because it'll remove some basic things from a company. So let's say if someone says I work for Amazon Corp and someone says I work for Amazon, the word Corp will get removed and it'll say, okay, this looks like it's a match. And so it'll remove some of these kind of like generic words that like sometimes people call you an LLC, some people don't, and they're probably the same. Our software will never automatically remove people. It'll just show you where there's a high probability that this is the company that you want to remove. It'll select those automatically. In this case here, I'm probably not expecting it to have too many positives because this list was updated quite a while ago. It looks like 2020. So I don't expect it to cross over, but you're going to see it has a list in there of people, companies that it's not supposed to use, companies and names. So people and companies. And it has to match them across there. So there's no one here where it's saying that's a direct match. So we don't have to worry about this one, but it is showing here, for example, that there were on this list, no one that was a direct match, but there's some people here that there's a 73% chance that possibly this could be the same person according to the logic of our software. So Ryan Boken and Ryan Keating both have the name Ryan. There's a 73% match there, and they both have consulting in their names, which also has a match. So overall, we're guessing 78% possibly that this could be a match, but our software only will pre-select anyone that's at least an 80% or higher. So in this case, these exceptions don't matter. If you do think it's a match, this person here is the same person, for example, then what you do is you go to the bottom of this list here, and you're going to select that contact, and you're going to add them to the blacklist. Okay, because maybe he's already currently on your list. And so you move that person to the blacklist. What's going to happen is it's going to refresh. This person's added to the blacklist. Okay. And at this point, you would add all new people to a campaign. So you're already removed from the blacklist. Another important thing that this expanded filter will let us do here is it will let us use expanded filter against, I'll do this one here last, but by gender, which is really neat. It's something you can't do inside LinkedIn. So if you're wanting to target out of these entrepreneurs for some reason, let's say I'm a coach that's coaching men, or I'm a coach that's coaching women, you can pick which one here, male, female. And let's say out of these entrepreneurs, out of the 2,416, let's say female entrepreneurs in this group, I'm curious, I don't know what this result will be. Sometimes it's kind of fun just to see this for a fact here. Looks like 669 of them were identified as female entrepreneurs out of this list. And so you can put them into a campaign, and you can put the men into a different campaign. This can be useful for use cases where you have a promotional offer that's different. Let's say we have a salon that might offer something different to men and something different to women, or coaching services or something of that sort. So this is based on actually the first name, and there's a big database that we pull from that has a high probability that all Deborahs 100% are women. There's no, it doesn't exist Deborahs that are men, for example. The next thing you can do here in the expanded filter, which is really important, is the special characters. We've got this as a special request once upon a time. And let's see here, out of the 2,416 people, we're seeing several people that have special characters in their names. Okay. This is important when you're trying to send out a campaign and it's going to use the word first name in curly brackets. You don't want to send it sometimes to somebody like Tina or Vonda or Michelle, because it's actually going to pull that character with their name because they list it that way. And therefore, they're probably putting that character in their first name to kind of catch people that use services that automatically grab their first name and put it into the messaging sequence. So this is a great way for us to kind of make sure that doesn't happen. So you can go through this list here, 42 people, or you can pick the ones where like it's just on, if you're just using the first name instead of the full name, that would be fine. You can grab those 42, and I'm going to add these selected contacts also to that blacklist, okay? And you'll see here that they all show up in the blacklist area as well. So after this, you could go through and click Add All New People to a Connector Campaign. So I removed the special characters. I targeted genders if I wanted to. Not only do they have to go to the blacklist, but you can put them into a different campaign other than the blacklist, which is a really powerful feature here. So I'm going to show you one more way that the blacklist feature can be used, which is when you want to cross-reference other accounts. So let's say here we did a search for 30 people that are decision makers on this account. And let's say I want to now take this and I want to cross-reference another account that you have access to. So you click on Other Accounts. You pick the person that you want to cross-reference it. You'll see a list of the people that you actually have access to manage inside the software. So I'm going to pick here against this account, for example. And I want to cross-reference anyone that he's connected to, or that disconnected from him, or that's in queue, or has any one of these different statuses. Okay. You don't have to do all of them. You pick exactly what you want. And I'll say in this case, all of the above, and we'll see. And in this case, it was none of them. But oftentimes, let's see here. All right. And let's go here. Same thing one more time. I'm going to go against Paul to see if anything cross-reference is there. And it looks like all of them actually pulled up from Paul. All 30 of them are matches from his account. I did this intentionally just to show you guys. So these 30 people, you can add to the blacklist. Maybe you don't want to target somebody that somebody else in your organization is already targeting. So that's the purpose of the blacklist. That's the purpose of the expanded filter. There's a lot to be learned, but it's a really, really, really powerful feature. I haven't seen other software that does it nearly as well as we do here. So it's special and unique and proprietary to us. Hope you enjoy this video. Hope this makes sense. Good luck using it, and we're here to help you if you can't figure it out.